This is my math homework number 22, Monday. For the first one, it says, what is 78 and 32 hundredths times 10? When we multiply something by 10, we know that it gets 10 times larger. So all we have to do is move the decimal to the right because it's getting larger once, because there's 1 0, so you move it into one place value. So we know that 78.32 times 10 will give us 783 and then 2 tenths. This makes sense because it gets 10 times larger. It was 78.32, now it's 783. If you move it to the left, which is the incorrect way, you would get smaller. You would get only 7.832, and you know that would be incorrect. So make sure when you multiply something by 100 or by 10 or 1,000 or 10 to the power of 3, you are going to get larger. So make sure you move that decimal to the right, and based on the number of zeros or based on the exponent. For number 2, it says find the product. We're just going to imagine it will be 555 times 8. We're just going to multiply it like it's a whole number. 5 times 8 is 40, carry the 4. 5 times 8 is 40, add 4 makes 44. 5 times 8 is 40, add 4 is 44. So we have this large number, 4,440. But now we have to take into consideration that there is going to be one number, 2 numbers, 3 numbers behind the decimal. So we have to place it there. Our final answer is going to be 4.44. That 0 at the very end does not matter. So you could leave it if you like, or you can take it out like how I did. Next one says find the product. Simplify the answer. So this is 3 times 1/7. It's the same as 3 over 1. We multiply the numerators. That's 3 times 1, which gives us 3. And of course the bottom one is just 1 times 7, which is 7. And we cannot simplify 3/7, so that's our final answer. Because when you have 3 copies of 1/7, it's pretty much 1/7 plus 1/7 plus 1/7, and that's why we get 3/7. For the next one, it says find the quotient. This is our divisor on the outside. This is our dividend. We have to find the quotient. The first thing we need to do is move the decimal over to the right once, twice. And then we need to do the same thing on the inside. Once, twice, add a 0. So now it looks like this. So now it's actually 20 is being divided by 8. So we know that 8 cannot go into 2. 8 can go into 20 only twice, which gives us 16. When we subtract, we get a 4. We need to continue moving on, so we have to add a decimal 0, because that's where the decimal is at now. Drop that down to make it into 40, and 8 can go into 40 5 times perfectly, and we know our decimal is going to go right there, because you have one number behind the decimal. So our answer is going to be 2.5, or you can say 2.5, because 0.5 is really 1/2. For the next one, it says write greater than, less than, or equal to. So these are called inequalities. For the first one, we have 4 and we have 3. So obviously 4 is greater. For the second one, we have 2/3 and 1/3. 2/3 is greater. For the next one, it says simplify each fraction. So we know that we can divide both 2 and 8 by 2. That'll give us 1/4. We'll divide 9 and 18 both by 9, because 9 can go into 9 once, and 9 can go into 18 twice, so it's actually 1/2. We'll divide the third one by 25, like quarters. 25 can go into 25 once, and 25 can go into 104, because 4 quarters make $1. For the last one, it says find the quotient, simplify the answer. So you have one whole. Here is my one whole. He's being split up into sevenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So my answer is going to be 7, because if I had one whole and I cut them up into sevenths, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 pieces now, and that's my answer. There's also an easier strategy. You can also do keep the 1, change your division into a multiplication, and flip the 1/7 to make it 7 over 1, and then that's why you get 7. Because when you divide something by 1/7, it's the same thing as multiplying by 7.